Well, I grew up in Montgomery, Alabama, and I had the great fortune of growing up during the Civil Rights Movement. I really didn't realize how rich and important an experience it was. It helped to shape my life in terms of my work and also in my work in the community. I saw my father and my mother working a lot in the community. I was inspired by that. My musical life started when I was in the summer between my second grade and third grade. We lived in a large house in Montgomery, and so my father took 3 rooms from the back of our house and put twin beds in and offered to take 6 young men to live with us so that they could attend college. One of the young men who lived with us played the trumpet and was in the band. And in the summers, I would hear him practicing in his room. It was the sweetest sound I think I'd ever heard. And so I asked my dad if he would help me to learn how to play the trumpet. I called it a life-changing experience for both of us, learning about the trumpet and playing the trumpet. I knew that being in music was what I wanted to do. After I finished high school, I went to the University of Alabama. I wanted to be a band director. I had changed at that point to playing euphonium. I said, and by the way, I also sing. And so I sang, and the man that heard me sing was the voice teacher for Jim Neighbors. They encouraged me to pursue singing instead of being a band director. I started singing and really fell in love with singing. Then after my master's, I moved to New York to freelance as a performing artist. And I was there for 5 years and really enjoyed my time. I guess I've always known that I wanted to teach, but I felt I would not be an effective teacher if I didn't have some experience making a living on these 2 little vocal bands that were in my throat. And so I wanted to go to New York, and I wanted to have a career first, and then at some point come back to teaching. I come from a long line of educators. My family all received their master's degrees, and if you can think about that, back at a time when not many black families were going to college and receiving degrees. So I knew that this was a role model for me that was very important. When I arrived at UK, one of the first meetings that I had, even before I arrived, was with the then director of the School of Music, Harry Clark. And when I met with Harry said that he wanted to have a nationally recognized vocal program. I had a feeling and a sense of what it took to create a nationally recognized program. Basically, what we were doing was joining together to build the whole program at UK. What was missing, however, is that your best singers will want to come to a program where they can sing opera. I took it upon myself to really start engaging the community. And I realized that Lexington likes Broadway and likes musical theater. What kind of show can we create that would be something that the musical theater community would enjoy? And so we came up with Grand Night for Singing. We sort of built our opera program through the medium of Grand Night because we are first introduced to the community a lot of times through Grand Night, and then people come back and enjoy our operas. We are now very excited to be one of the top opera programs in the country, and we are able to send students all over, not only the United States, but many parts of the world, singing opera. Most people know that if they are hiring a singer who was educated at the University of Kentucky, they're getting a very high quality and well-rounded singer and performer. I get to travel all around the world, and I get to travel in many places to go and see and support our students. And you know, most people know of the University of Kentucky because of basketball. Most people know of Kentucky because of bourbon and horses. But they also know of Kentucky because of opera. And I'm very excited about that.
creating sparks through the arts. Arts connect, connecting us.